Hi everyone, Joe here and welcome back to another vlog. I hope everyone's doing very well and you guys are having a good day, and hopefully this video will find you well. Now, we've got some news and we've got some stuff to talk about. An actual update on some of the cancery stuff. I'm really kind of talking about, there's going to be a lot of information I think and a lot of happenings. It's been a very busy couple of weeks since I last spoke about dealing with the after effects of the radiotherapy. So, seen a surgeon regarding the lump, and the good news is that they've said yeah, they can definitely remove it. That's fantastic. They just need to have a quick chat with the cosmetic surgeon to see, well, what kind of damage is going to be done in the removal and how easy, or how difficult rather, it is going to be to repair. By the sounds of things, I'm going to need a skin graft from my thigh, which is an interesting area to pick considering there's no hair there. I've got pretty hairless thighs, but they're going to pick that because it's a good flat surface, and then they will apply it somehow with their surgical magic. So that's good news. That's going to be on the cards. Don't know when, but they will be coming up. So tick that box. Number 2, we've had the results back regarding the radioactive iodine uptake scan. Unfortunately, no good news there. I have got like next to no uptake. The only place that I had uptake, mild uptake. So even based on that, they would probably consider not doing radioactive iodine. Was over here on the left hand side, which is interesting because I have had some pain here underneath my left pec. It's been a little bit uncomfortable, particularly if I cough or if I have any kind of strenuous activity, which to be honest I don't. I keep it pretty low key. So that means that no radioactive iodine is possible, so no systemic treatment, which is a shame because that would have been like the golden bullet that we wouldn't have known we had. For anyone that doesn't know, radioactive iodine is a very effective treatment typically for thyroid cancer, and very targeted as well. It's a capsule that you take where it's full of this radioactive iodine. Your body takes it up because all your thyroid tissue has been stimulated, and it absorbs radioactive iodine. It pulls into the thyroid cells, and in my case would be thyroid cancer cells, and as the thyroid cancer tries to do its thing, the radioactive iodine destroys it from the inside through the release of the radiation. And it also means the iodine that it tries to use and bond with is no longer viable, so the cells just die. Normally that's the fantastic thing. Unfortunately for me, that's not the case. My thyroid cancer is not wanting to take up iodine at all. Sucks to be me, right? It does. Now, part of that journey of getting to the answer of that was I had to have the uptake scan. The uptake scan itself is quite a lengthy process. It's a 4-stage process. First 2 stages are you go in on a Monday and a Tuesday for a thyrogen injection, and thyrogen is a thyroid stimulating hormone, a synthetic one that you inject, and it basically causes all your thyroid tissue to wake up and want to be hungry for iodine. Great, that's wonderful. Then on the Wednesday you go in and you're given the radioactive tracer, which is radioactive iodine 123, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments. And it's different from the radioactive iodine 131 that you're normally given as treatment. So the hope is that that gets absorbed, and then on the Thursday, stage 4, you go in and you have your gamma camera scan. There is a posh name for it, PET-CT, I think it is, PET-CT. So they do that and they run this thing slowly, very slowly across your face, all the way down to your toes, looking for uptake. And then if there's any particular other areas they want to really investigate, and again do like a higher resolution scan of, they'll come back and they'll do it. So for me, they wanted to do my chest and check that. Fortunately, no uptake. So during that time I was mildly radioactive, and I simply had to just avoid cats, and which was tough. And it was avoid them, it wasn't like completely avoid them. It was like, if you can, that's great. If not, don't worry, because it's such minute amounts. It was 3.99 megabecquerels worth of radiation that I was given, compared to the 3.3, 5.5 or 7.7 that you're normally given during your treatment of gigabecquerels. huge difference in the quantity of radiation, an order of magnitude less, in fact. So it means you don't really need to worry about it. Just had to worry about things like my pee was a bit radioactive, so I had to be careful, and that was it really. Avoid possibly pregnant women and also children under 5. So I went out for something to eat after with my mum, and when we went to the after getting the injection, we went out, we went to TGI Fridays, and I had to ask specifically to be sat away from other people. I was like, oh, sorry, I'm radioactive. I need to be sat away from other people, anyone that could possibly be pregnant or children under 5. So I need to be away from them. And they're like, oh, well, I've never heard of that. I was like, you don't have to have heard of it. I just want to sit somewhere else, like away from other people. So I did, and sat away from them, and that was fine. You know, it's not an issue. I checked to see if I could go out for something to eat after, and they said it was fine. So it's good. So yeah, that's the radioactive iodine side of things done. Now, the other thing that we had on our plate was phase 1 trials. And this is exciting, to me anyway. I've been accepted for a trial, which is brilliant. And actually, I am heading into the Royal Marsden phase 1 trials unit this week to go and have a CT scan, MRI scan, sign all the consent forms for it, and then I can have the liver biopsy done that they want. Yeah, I've got to biopsy my liver. Because I have cancer tissue in my liver, it's quite an easy spot for them to get, and it's quite a consistent spot for them to get, because the majority of it is in my lungs. Also, I've got a little bit in my neck, and then the rest of it's bone. So this is going to be an easy one for them to go in and get. That's the idea. So they'll go in, grab some of that, and that's for comparative purposes, so they can compare it, like, to see whether or not it's changed. I don't know how much it can change, because the idea behind the immunotherapy is that, like most immunotherapies, it triggers your own immune system into waking up, seeing cancer as the enemy, and going and attacking it. So it binds to a receptor on the cell surface of the cancer cells. Brilliant stuff. Smart, very smart. I am going to be number 8. Number 8 on the trial. And it's all run. I had to check with the cancer, the trial runner, to see whether or not they could accept another member onto it, and they said yes. So I kind of found out pretty late last week, which is quite exciting. So this may not even work, but it's treatment. It's more or less treatment. It's an option. The main goal of the study is to try and work out the safe dose. So basically, I'm being a guinea pig to see whether or not this stuff kicks your ass whilst you're on it, and it probably will. It probably will cause me some problems as we go in, and there's going to be possible upset stomach. So we're talking all that good diarrhea, nausea stuff again. Also, we're probably looking at having a tiredness. That'll be in there as well, and also sensitivity to light. What's thought it could be, but bear in mind, no one's had this before, so no one knows. So they know what it does in a test tube. I just need to find out what it does in a test body. And here I am, willing, ready, and able to help out. So yeah, we've just got a liver biopsy to get done, and then we've got and we should be good to go, and we're good to start, which is exciting. And it's going to be an oral immunotherapy, so it's just a case of popping a tablet once a day, and then getting on with it and seeing what happens, which should be the easy part. There's going to be a couple of stays in hospital because they don't know how I'm going to react to it, but they'll be doing blood tests, and they'll do bloods like once I've taken it, because they want to see what immediately happens in the body. And then I'll be in like every week for the first 3 weeks, and then after that I'll be in like every 2 weeks, and then once a month, that kind of thing. So it'll be kind of spread out. That's the idea, as they know that I am comfortable and not being damaged by this, and hopefully it'll kill the cancer. That's the hope. Or, well, hopefully it'll make the cancer killable by my immune system, which would be brilliant. No guarantees it's going to work. None whatsoever at all on my type of cancer. this particular trial was for all types of solid tumours rather than thyroid cancer. In fact, I think I'm the only person with thyroid cancer on the trial. So we shall see how we go, I guess. But it's treatment, it's something that can be done, and in the meantime I'm still able to have some radiotherapy. If I do suffer with symptoms, I've still got the numbness, it's still there, it's not going anywhere. The pain and stuff that I was suffering with a lot of back pain, a lot of pain and neck pain after the radioactive iodine tracer scan, and that was, I think, due to the thyrogen causing inflammation. And I did do a course of steroids to try and calm that down, but like as usual, I'm not the normal one. Things were weird. I took the steroids for a bit, the steroids were fine, I was jittery, I ate lots of food, I like it. But then it's just afterwards, as you taper off the steroids, everything hurt, and I was like hurting up here, side. It was hurting to the point where I couldn't open my jaw properly because it was hurting, because of all the muscles down here being inflamed, or the nerves to those muscles being inflamed. And then I was having problems moving my left arm properly as well. Like this movement here I wouldn't be able to do. Still quite sore, but like I've mentioned, I have some soreness here already, so that's the inflammation again happening. But overall, I can safely say that the radiotherapy has improved my back pain. I'm not in agony like I was squirming with pain, and that's over now, that's done. So I'm in the process of tapering down my morphine again, because I kind of put it up where the pain went up, and then I'm tapering down again because I don't want to be on more morphine than I need to. The main reason being is that it just makes you tired, and it means you can't do anything you want to do. So it's really important when you're in this amount of pain, you manage it yourself. You know what's working for you and you know what's not. I am in a position where the amount of morphine that I take is very low still. So I've got this option where I can ramp up and I can take some other things. But I start having headaches, which is typically from over medication. So if you take too many opiates, you can end up with a headache. And of course you think, oh no, oh it's all part of it. And then you think, oh it's hurting here as well. And you think, oh I'll take some more. And you make it worse. So you've got to be really careful about that. So lowered down the morphine, headaches are lightened up, which is nice, staying nice and hydrated. So it's really important that you recognise the signs of being over medicated if you are on long-term opiates, and that's what morphine is. It's not a dirty word, this is just very sensible stuff. Definitely not what I would call a party drug at all. I'm just checking my phone because I made myself a list of things to talk about that was important. Now I've also started a new series on the channel, which is going to be an interesting one. It is where I'm going to be reviewing cancer scenes in media, in fictional media. It's very important, it's fictional media. And I'm talking about TV, film, in particular, streaming services, you know, that stuff. And the reason why I'm taking a look at it and I want to talk about it is because it's often misrepresented. So I thought we'd have an interesting bit of insight into it, I guess. The first one is going to be the Midnight Club. That is going to be going up later on this week, and that's over on Netflix. And that's kind of a horror TV show about a teenager who gets diagnosed with papillary thyroid cancer. So the fact it's thyroid cancer, I'm immediately like, oh yeah. Do they do a good job? Do they not? Well, you have to watch the video and find out, basically, and see what I think about it. I only really look at a very small chunk of it, but it's quite a long video because there is a lot to talk about. And you guys know me, I like to ramble. But right, I'm calling time for this video here because we've probably caught up and we've spoken about everything. The cats are good, by the way, just so everyone knows. Poe was castrated yesterday. He has been an absolute arsehole since he came home. Alfred is thoroughly annoyed with him and doesn't want to be anywhere near him at the moment, which is such a shame. But never mind. Never mind, eh? It happens. Brothers fall out. I'm sure they'll get over it. Well, they have to. They literally have to. But okay, I'm going to say once again, thank you very much for watching. Oh, the word. Oh, in case you're wondering what's behind me, this is the beach at Tulum, which is a set of Mayan ruins in Mexico. Again, from my wonderful Mexican holiday at one time. So, There are lots of iguanas there. Tons of iguanas. So leave me a comment saying iguana. It's a good one, isn't it? Makes sense. And hopefully I will see you all in the next video. Okay then, bye.